Good evening, Rusk enjoyers. Hope you're alright, 'cause it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to look at the current skins in the Rust store, which just so happens to be the first week of Halloween for 2024. Get a good look at those spooky designs. Anyway, I'm comparing these skins to the likes of the skins we've seen in previous Rust stores, and basically, I'm going to deduce how much will each of these skins sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that, we'll question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there going to be any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back and relax. I'm going to start yapping. Right, so here's the first 24 hours of sales, which you can see right here in front of me. I always tweet that out. They're selling quite a lot, which is quite impressive, and I think I do have a good reason as to why. But by default, you should be aware of this. Halloween Rust stores, they do tend to sell quite a lot. Nothing wrong with that, but there is a bit of a problem by default with Halloween skins. They don't seem to retain value, and they fail to retain interest most of the time. Now, some of them do tend to work out quite alright, but only some. Like last year, we had about 25 skins that were accepted in the 2 weeks of Halloween last year, and only like 3 skins are currently even, so in the positive. Every other one down in price. Bit awkward, but you should be aware of that. It's a trend that keeps happening. But looking at these skins, I think by default a lot of people just looked at the likes of Ghost Guise primitive clothing, for example, and noticed, oh, haha, it's just a bedsheet ghost. Wait, hang on a minute. That could be good white camouflage for the Arctic environment. And yeah, by default, you'd think that, but it also glows in the dark, which is a bit of a concern. Now, if you want to get a good look at the likes of this in the white cold tundra, well, please consider watching my Rust Store Rotation Halloween Week 1 showcase video right here. Scroll down, look at the description, you'll see the likes I have chapters. Ghost Guys clothing there, white camouflage there, comparing with the likes of Arctic protection burlap clothing and whatnot. It's all there. I've done a proper showcase. I've even done a bit of a showcase with likes of Zombie Tier 3, doing some green camouflage checks. It's up to you if you want to go watch that, but I have provided it. It's all there. So, yeah, by default, Ghost Guys primitive clothing, it's pretty good. And at night time, it's not that bad with the glow in the dark, but we'll talk more about that in a bit. So that's done over 12,000 subscribers. The poncho almost reaching 13,000. Now, I'm not sure why the poncho's selling a fair bit more compared to the head wrap, and I will talk more about that in a bit, but let's just move on. Frankenstein Fridge, almost 11,000 subscribers. Very nice to see. Now, we don't really get fridges that much, do we? In fact, the last fridge to be accepted was all the way back, back in Christmas time? Yep. And that had a very cool, interesting snow globe transparent type of effect. Well, that has basically the exact same thing, but this time he's got there's like a Frankenstein in the fridge, and ever since that appeared in the workshop, there's been a lot of support for it. Lots of people have been keeping it on their radar, and lo and behold, it was accepted. Very cool to see. So, okay, that's probably selling like a lot with genuine sales. People are actively buying it because they want to actually use it. We'll question that a fair bit more. But of course, with a lot of sales, we have to be concerned. Maybe some of these skins are getting bought out a little bit too much. Maybe there's a lot of people buying these purely with the intent to sell. Maybe they're being bought in excess, and we might see oversaturation. And a quick little explanation is, let's just say I have quantity of sales here, and let's say I have genuine demand here, right? So the people who actively want to buy these skins. If we have far too much quantity, we have excess quantity. Guess what happens to that? It gets thrown on third-party sites, it gets thrown on the Steam market, and that, of course, leads to problems such as people competing with each other trying to make a sale, aka they undercut, and the price suffers because of it. So please keep that in mind. Okay, right. So what we're going to do now is do the proper job in trying to guess how much will each of these sell by next Thursday. So let's go hop over to here now. Here's the 48 hours of sales. And, well, yeah, they are selling quite nicely. So let's go ahead, go through all of these skins one by one and figure out, okay, how much they're going to sell. We're going to start estimating with the likes of Ghost Guys primitive clothing. So 2 days in, 18,000 plus subscribers for the poncho and almost 18,000 subscribers for the head wrap. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, okay, well, the first thing that we want to do is quickly compare to the likes of the Arctic Protection collection. Now, the burlap head wrap has gone down in price a little bit. This Arctic Protection collection came out good, well, it's like the beginning of 2023, if I can remember. Arctic Protection. This has been like the go-to option. This was the go-to option. Let's just go over to here. It's not showing a... Okay, that's a bit odd. I think it's because it refers to it as the Arctic collection. Let me just do this. Unless you remember, it refers to it as the Arctic collection. There we go. Yeah, okay. So, as you can see, it initially started off with the poncho, and then all the other pieces came out. But the one notable thing is that the poncho is currently on the Steam market at $2. Okay, so please be aware of that. It's a big, interesting point. And this burlap head wrap, it recently peaked all the way up to about $12, But of course, October time it's gone down a fair bit. And with the arrival of this, it's gone down by another $1. So what I'm going to do now is do the actual comparison. And, okay, 12,000 subscribers. Is there anything we can really compare with that would be close to figuring out? Well, we did have the likes of Black Diamond not too long ago. Remember this? Now, I know it says 13,000 subscribers here, but remember, I was a bit late to upload the tweet. And I did say back then, just knock off about 1,000 subscribers. You'll still get a good idea. So we could actually look at this and get a good idea in regards to, okay, maybe this is more closer to about 12,000 subscribers. Let's just go see how much these reached up to. So hopping back over to the likes of October 3rd, the October 4th swipe, and as you can see, these did around 26,000 subscribers. I think we can look at the likes of Ghost Guise Burlap Clothing, Ghost Guise Primitive Clothing, sorry about that. And I think we can look at both the pieces potentially at least reaching 25,000 subscribers. I'd say at maximum probably reaching all the way up to about 28,000 subscribers. Okay, that is quite a lot. And as you can see, the likes of Black Diamond, some of it's doing all right, and the other half, oh dear, what's going on there? Anyway, it is quite a lot, but there's potentially a lot of people who will be returning to play the game around January time. Now, that's not like a super reliable thing to keep an eye on, but you should acknowledge that with what we've seen recently, there's been some very good numbers with the likes of Rush during Halloween, October. And with the Halloween update being, introduced next week, I can't help but assume we're going to be keeping the number count quite high. And let me put it this way. I don't think people left that much. So much so that I don't think we suffered too badly with the likes of the autumn fall seasonal dip. It's a good thing to say. So, okay, all right. Looking at this, maybe there's a lot of people who are buying it genuinely for themselves. Okay. But I look at this head wrap more in a positive light, thinking that, all right, well, that's so much cheaper compared to the likes of the Arctic Protection head wrap. And this is only like 50 cents cheaper. But this is selling more. This is really confusing to me. I'm looking at the likes of the poncho and I'm a little bit more worried for it compared to the likes of the head wrap. I think the head wrap might actually be okay to consider investing towards, but the poncho I'm definitely more worried about. And if you just look at all ponchos in general by default, you might notice a bit of a problem, especially with all the ponchos that have come out somewhat recently. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But that's doing quite all right. Maybe by default that will just do okay. It will retain value. But please remember this. When the Arctic Protection poncho came out initially, it did go down in price. There was a lot of them that sold. Now this won't be reaching the amount that the Arctic Protection poncho reached, but even then I'm still a fair bit concerned. But the best answer I can give to you is, I think the head wrap's looking to be better. Now, of course, both of them are abnormal, but unfortunately, there are no abnormals this week. Nope. Unfortunately, as I said, I haven't mentioned it yet, the rush store was a fair bit late. It was late, and when it actually came out, it was too late for it to be able to have abnormals. It appeared after 1 o'clock in the morning, because the rush store appeared at 1:30 in the morning, Friday morning. So, okay, oh dear. We can still look at these skins, but every single skin that you see here will become marketable at the exact same time. Thursday going into Friday morning next week, midnight or 1 o'clock. I can't fully remember, but we'll be there just in case. Look in my description. You'll see the links to all my socials. My Twitter link, my Twitch link is there, and I will be streaming that night. So yeah, we'll be chasing after all of these skins. But we don't have the abnormal time to our advantage. We quite literally will look at these skins, figure out prices, and then put them down, and that's it. That's it. Yep. Okay, bit concerning, but yeah, that's everything you need to be aware of. So Ghost Guys, let's see if you do sell quite a fair bit more, but if we see even more than that, I will be more concerned. So I'll leave it at that. I do believe half the reason why it's selling quite a lot is simply due to the fact that it's just good, potentially nice, affordable white camouflage. So let's now move on. Let's talk about the likes of the Frankenstein Fridge. So this, how much sales did you do? Almost 11,000 subscribers. Well, hopping back over to the likes of here, I can look at the likes of the porcelain sheep at the door. Remember, it was about 4 hours late. I did say you could just knock off about 1,000. So I'm looking at this as if it's got like 10,700 subscribers. Okay. So let's just go ahead and find out how much that did. So going back over to here, we can see that the porcelain sheep at the door, that reached up to around almost 23,000 subscribers. So just a bit short compared to what the Black Diamond Hoodie and Pants did. I'm looking at the likes of the Fridge now, and I'm thinking, all right, it's going to probably do between 22 to 25,000 subscribers. That's totally fine, and I have a very good thing to compare to, last year's Halloween Fridge. All right, so if we could just look at that again, that did almost 25,000 subscribers. It was part of a notable collection, the From Hell collection, and right now it's down in price. Now, it's only down by 12%. Let's just quickly look at this in the Steam market. And I wanted to point out to you that it did drop down a fair bit initially, and it did come out like last year with the likes of the Charitable Rust Fridge, and no, that was the Trust and Rust Fridge, sorry about that. Then we had, of course, the Halloween Fridge, the Twitch drop immediately afterwards, and then the Christmas one. So in quite a short amount of time, we did get a lot of fridges, and I feel like that's the one that suffered because of it. But still, recently, during the summer, this did work out quite nicely, and it did rise up quite nicely, but it didn't go up insanely. But do acknowledge, when it came out, kind of went down, 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 down. Ever since around March time, it's only been going up slowly, gradually. Did peak up to about $2.50-ish around August, but now, as you can see, it's just kind of sitting there. So it's been below its rust price pretty much all of its existence. But I can't help but assume as time goes on, it will gradually keep going up in price, and it is a good thing to consider investing into if you care more about long-term investments. There's only 35 on the Steam market. So, all right, okay. I can't help but assume this is going to probably not be so bad. I don't think we're going to be seeing any more fridge skins anytime soon, but we do have 2 more sets of Twitch drops. We have another set of Twitch drops appearing next month in November, and of course December. Now, December's going to be Twitch Rivals, and that's going to be the big streamers, you know, the ones of tons of viewers. Can't help but assume we're going to either see some sort of vanity skins or something like an AK again, because they want to get a lot of people getting the Twitch drops. So I don't think we'll be seeing anything like a fridge. We might, but we'll see how that turns out. So if we don't see another fridge for a while, can't help but assume that Frankenstein Fridge is going to just probably be all right. We might have a Christmas skin. Do consider that. If a Christmas skin was accepted last year for a fridge, we'll probably see another one. What could we do? I don't know. Eggnog fridge? All right. Yeah, okay. That might be funny. We'll see if that works out well. Okay, then. So, all right. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe I'd just better off sticking with a buy order. But by all means, if you want to buy one for yourself, if you like it, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support the skin creator. Keep it nice and motivated. Keep what better, nice creative designs in the future. But it does look cool. Got to bring this up. It does look very, very nice. Got the pickled man in there. So, okay. 25,000 subscribers potentially, but I think it's going to be more between 22 to 25,000. I do think it's going to go down in price slightly initially. But with a lack of other skins appearing anytime afterwards, I think we'll be alright. So, we'll see. But over the past year, not a single fridge until now. So, everything's looking reasonable. So I'll move on from here then. Grim Farm Sheet Metal Door. Alright, by default, sheet metal doors. Anyway, let's just quickly go back over to here and look at the likes of the first 24 hours of sales. So that did 8,600 subscribers. If I had to go back over to the likes of the previous week, well, nothing compared to this. We do have the likes of this over here, maybe. What about a little bit further back? I guess the best thing I could probably do is maybe look at the likes of the Twisted Metal Furnace, but what else do we have to compare to? There isn't that much, and that's a bit concerning. All right, well, we'll try and make do with the likes of that. Okay, Twisted Metal Furnace. Maybe we could go in between Twisted Metal Furnace and the likes of the Neon Bismuth Armor Double Door. I keep going back to 2 weeks ago, but it did sell quite a lot, and this week also sold quite a lot, so what can I do? Anyway, this reached almost 16,000 subscribers, and this pushed all the way up to almost 19,000 subscribers. Okay, I think 16 to 19,000 subscribers is a perfectly fine suggestion. We'll roll with that. So looking at the likes of this sheet metal door right here, are we concerned? Yes, it's a Halloween-themed sheet metal door, and, well, number one, very Halloween gimmicked, which is totally fine. I mean, it got it accepted, so, you know, props to you, Mr. Johnny Old Boy. A lovely collection continuation with the likes of that garage door from last year. But the garage door from last year is like a perfect example of what I expect to happen to like this sheet metal door. Just go and see how this performed throughout the past year, and yeah, you'll see it dropping in price quite a fair bit over the course of the past year. Now, it has improved recently, but we got a collection continuation. It didn't even really rise up in price that much in anticipation for Halloween, and this is what helps reinforce with the idea that people don't really like Halloween skins that much. They don't really care enough about them. Like, it doesn't compare to like so the demand for Christmas skins. Big difference. So over to here, as you can see, it drops off pretty badly, pretty quickly. Sold for $3 last year, down, and then during the likes of the Easter dip goes down much lower. That went all the way down to around $1. It went to a third of its price. Now, okay, but that was a garage door. Surely this would be fine. Well, then you've got to be reminded about the likes of sheet metal doors that have come out recently. Grim Farm sheet metal door, $2.49 in a rust door. I have seen so many sheep doors come out this year that sold for more than $2. So I'm talking about $2.49, $2.99. You get the idea. And one quick look at all the sheep doors that came out this year. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I feel like I've made my point. Like, it's not holding up very well. But I've got to point out, so far this year, this is the most sheep doors to be introduced in a single year. And we still have another 2 months to go. We've got Christmas to go as well. We've got next week, and I've got to point out there's so many more Halloween sheep doors that are submitted. So you just wait. Anyway, not surprised that this is happening. There's so much to compare to, and it's a big struggle for these skins to retain interest, retain demand. And, well, what happens when it's no longer Halloween? There you go. So for a skin that's going to be potentially reaching up to almost 20,000 subscribers, I am concerned. Very much so. In fact, I should have done this. I should have looked at all the sheep doors and then made a point of, why don't we compare all of them based on subscriber counts? So let's go do that right now. If this were to potentially reach 20,000 subscribers almost, well, I'll scroll. We're looking for about 19,000 subscribers. It'll be about right here in the upper half, like in the upper quarter. Look at how much of that is in the red. Oh my. I feel like I've made my point. So I will definitely stick with doing a builder in that one. We can talk more about it on Wednesday night. Actually, no, Thursday night. Yeah, well, Wednesday night I'll still be doing like my abnormals in regards to figuring out prices, but I won't be doing like the actual builders itself. So I think I will be doing a builder, and I think I'll be doing a lowball. Cool. Let's move on. Zombie tier 3. So with the likes of this, I looked at it initially and I thought, oh, well, there's a fairly decent bit of green there. Not so much on the chest plate, but the face mask, it's pretty interesting. So let's just back out of here. Let's just give this a good look, because going back over to like the first 24 hours of sales, this did 6,600 and this did 5,600. But I'm definitely under the impression that, of course, people prefer the face mask compared to the chest plate. Both of them selling at 99 cents, but they're not selling excessively, so that's not too much of a problem. If we were to compare to likes of previous weeks, what do we see? What's a good comparison? I'm probably looking at this week. Oh, we've got the Commando AK-47 there, and the greening area achievement door. Okay, we can look at both of these. Right, so let's go over to here. Let's go look at the likes of that week. And what do I see? Well, that reached almost 16,000 subscribers, and this was just over 15,000 subscribers. So 15 to 16,000 subscribers for the likes of that tier 3 armor. Not too bad. Now, I've really got to reiterate this point. If you want to get a good look at this with the likes of how well it works as green camouflage, please consider watching the Rustore Showcase. Again, scroll down, go to the chapter, and you can see green camouflage checks, because someone mentioned it and I thought, okay, I'll give it a look. I'll do some comparisons. I'll wear the likes of Flashback's Hoodie and Pants and the brand new Charitable Rust Hoodie and Pants with it and whatnot. And also different chest plates. Franken chest plate, the Necro chest plate from last year's Halloween. And yeah, I'll do some comparisons and whatnot. I definitely look at the face mask more in a more positive light compared to the chest plate. I'm a bit worried about that one. And yeah, well, on Wednesday night, we'll figure out prices. And of course, Thursday night going into Friday morning, we'll do the actual builders. Okay, fairly straightforward that was. 15 to 16,000 subscribers. Let's move on. Zombie Rock. Okay, 8,400 subscribers so far. Let's now hop back over to here. So you did 5,800 subscribers initially, almost 6,000 subscribers. So can we compare here? No, not really. Do we have anything here? Not really. So back over to the likes of here, 5,000-ish subscribers. Anyone? No, doesn't look like it. We're going to have to go with a bit of a rough guess. So we could probably do, well, if I go back over to the likes of, if I go over to look at, what am I looking for? I'm trying to find something that could work out nicely. Oh dear, oh dear. I could probably look at the likes of the Shining Edge AR, and I could also look at the likes of the Tier 3 Armored Door and do a bit of a halfway point. It's not the best, but I'm going to have to make it work with the likes of that. So going back, taking a look, we can look at the likes of the AK. Was it previous week? No, you got that wrong. I was looking for this week. Sorry. So that ended up doing almost 13,700 subscribers. And then if we look at the previous week over to here, what was I comparing to? The Tier 3 Armored Door. See, that did 12,300 subscribers. I think for a fairly rough estimate, I'm looking at potentially 13. Well, actually, yeah, maybe it's just going to be like 12,500 to 13,500 subscribers. Maybe. Hard guess. I mean, it's a goofy looking rock. It glows in the dark. I'm not sure if that's looking to be very appealing to a lot of people. Maybe people just want a goofy little rock that looks very funny. Ha ha ha. The glow in the dark, you don't really notice too much. It has like a brain on the top of it, but that still glows in the dark, but it's very faint. I don't know. I'm a bit concerned. But yeah, I think, you know what, 12,500 to 13,500 is going to probably be about right. I still worry about it. Look at the amount of rocks we've received so far this year. Quite a lot. Yes, indeed. And, of course, notable Twitch drops as well. And I can't help but assume we'll probably see some more, potentially. We shall see. Will that retain value? Well, looking at all the fairly recent rocks, I'm having doubts. We've had glow-in-the-dark Halloween rocks before as well. Scarecrow rock, I'm looking at you. It's currently Halloween almost. And you sold at $1.99. Now you're selling at $1.58. Is that it? So, all right, maybe we just want to do a lower price buy order. It could still work out quite all right. We shall see. But let's wait until Wednesday night. We'll see what the sales look like by then, and then we'll see how everything turned out. Cool. Eat you furnace. Okay. Well, I didn't oblige, but let's go ahead and quickly go back over to here and look at the amount of sales that you got after the first 24 hours of sales. You really didn't start off very well. In fact, you've now eclipsed the likes of the Hoodie Pants. But anyway, 5,200 subscribers. Let's just literally go to the previous week, and we have the greening area garage door to do a nice comparison to. Awesome. So let's do that. How did you fare? Greening area garage door. The answer was 14,000 subscribers. Okay, yeah, that seems to be a fairly okay option. Now, if we were also to look at the likes of the air conditioner box, which only had like 100 less subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales, we could probably do 13 to 14,000 subscribers. I feel like that would be a perfectly fine thing to consider. So looking at the likes of this furnace, I will bring this up. We've had a fairly decent amount of Halloween furnaces that worked out nicely, but they came out quite a long time ago. So if I just go back to the past, I can bring up the likes of Spooky Slime Furnace, Ghostly Flame Furnace. What else have we seen? Demonic Stone. Was Hellforge one as well? I think Hellforge was another one. Perhaps. I can't fully remember. I know Demonic Stone was, though. And then we have also had the likes of Jack-o'-lantern Furnace. That's not done super great. Oh dear, oh dear. And then if I were to just skip ahead and look at the likes of last year's batch, Spider Cocoon Furnace, oh dear, and Dracula Furnace, oh dear. I'm not looking at this and thinking it's going to be totally fine, but it's still goofy, fun-looking design. Lovely piece of work by GBG and Zihan. The emission layer, when it's turned on at night time, all of the brain glows. It's got like worms going through it. They glow as well. It's nice, but I don't think it'll be doing very good in terms of investment. Now, the amount it could potentially reach up to, 13 to 14,000 subscribers, it's not that much, but it's still like fairly average for like a furnace. And when you look at all the furnaces that came out so far this year, it's not looking very pretty. Well, actually, some of them have improved. Pirate Furnaces kind of stepped up, but Frozen Crypt Furnace is still doing okay. It's evens. That's nice to see. But like I said, Halloween skins by default, not exactly the best of investments. And that's very Halloween gimmicked. So I think we'll just be smart about it and just do like a lower price buy order. Okay, cool. Then we have the Pumpkin Hoodie and Pants. Now this one's a little bit different because it seems to be brewing into a proper full collection. Now you don't see the tier 2 armor being shared here, but if I'll just quickly go over to the likes of the workshop, quickly click this collection link, you can see a Rob Star's Pumpkin Collection just needs some tier 3 armor. Maybe boots as well, we shall see. Anyway. Hopping out of here, I want to do the quick comparison. So looking at the first 24 hours of sales, we can see that the Hoodie and Pants did 5,000-ish subscribers. Okay. So let's go over to the likes of comparing to the previous week. We could look at the likes of the Greening Area Garage Door. Is there anything else we can compare to now that I think about it? Not really. You could look at the tier 3 armored door again, I guess, but looking at the likes of what we just saw a minute ago when we compared to the likes of the Greening Area Garage Door, I can't help but assume this is going to probably reach up to about 13,000 subscribers. Okay. So, it seems like it's slowed down because this kind of caught up and eclipsed it. Maybe it doesn't sell that much. But what I care more about is how much it sells in comparison to the tier 2 armor and the road sign gloves. So if we could just, there we go, thank you. Roadside Gloves sold like hardly anything. That only did like 6,500 subscribers. It is, in fact, one of the lowest selling Roadside Glove skins we've ever seen in the game. And with some brand new pumpkin core P skins being accepted, it basically doubled in price. Ever so nice. And I've sold some and made some good profit. And over to here, we have the tier 2 armor 12,400, 12,700, 12,600. Okay. If this did about 13,000 subscribers, and chances are it might sell just a little bit less than that, it looks like it's going to match up perfectly to like the tier 2 armor. And then next year, if we do get that tier 3 armor, and if it does get accepted, which I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be too surprised because Robstar makes some very nice looking skins, I think that could actually work out very nicely as a long-term investment, because I do still believe it will go down in price. I can't help but assume that's likely going to happen. And like 13,000 subscribers for a pair of Hoodie Pants, I mean, recently we had the likes of the Heavy Armor set, which did like 13,000 if I can remember. Heavy Night is what I meant to say. Yeah, that did 13,300. Yeah, it's gone down in price a fair bit. A lot of skins have gone down in price fairly recently. It's October. What do you expect? So, okay, right. It's a very average amount. But I do believe with the Halloween gimmick, it's likely going to just go down in price. I don't imagine it's going to go down dramatically. And I did bring up the point during like some of my Rust rotation that we really don't have that many orange clothing and armor sets in the game. So maybe that might get some love. We shall see. But as I said, next year, next Halloween, I know it's another 365 days to go, but can't help but assume we'll be seeing that tier 3 armor. Can't help but assume that we'll be seeing that spike in price again. We'll talk more about that Wednesday night and of course Thursday. But it's definitely something to consider. It worked out all right for the tier 2 armor and the Roadside Gloves when this appeared this time, so yeah. And I do own quite a lot. In fact, if I were to go over to here, I'm already on the account, I've started listing some pumpkin stuff. I've sold a pair of Roadside Gloves. Remember, sell on a reasonable amount, and gradually they will sell, and you'll make some ever so lovely profits. And that's what's happened with me so far. Cool. All right then. So now we can move on and discuss the likes of the Little Dracula small box. Now, this hasn't really been selling that much, quite sad to see. It's a perfectly fine, goofy little box skin. Now, if I were to go over to here, quickly do the comparison, 4,800 subscribers, I think I've got a great comparison over here. We have the likes of the Black Diamond Gloves. And I hiccuped, sorry about that. Well, I got spooked. Anyway, looking at the likes of you, I'm going to do that quick comparison, and, well, those Black Diamond Gloves, they worked out quite nicely, didn't they? They didn't sell too much, and it reached almost 11,000 subscribers. Okay, that's probably a perfectly fine thing to consider. Now, I have to just kind of bring this up. I am expecting with week 2 that we are going to potentially have an early Rust rotation, because next week we're actually getting the actual Halloween update. So this week it was just like normal, nothing's changed in game, but next week they're introducing the Halloween update. We're going to get the scarecrows, we're going to get the trick-or-treating, you get it. And with that happening, I can't help but assume they'll probably do the Rust rotation early, and only kind of enforcing the idea that these skins really aren't going to have that much time to be sold in the Rust store. So, as much as we can sit here and assume that they are likely going to be selling a lot, well, by default they are currently right now, technically speaking, they'd have like a good several hours less compared to a standard Rust store, because the Rust store rotated late, and it's also expected to end early, so yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. But even then, I don't think Little Dracula, with 11,000 subscribers, is going to be okay. I am a bit concerned about it. Small box skins that have come out in the past, especially with the likes of Halloween, So far this year, we've had some interesting ones that are doing quite all right. We've had collections, which unfortunately aren't doing very all right. And if I could just scroll down, last year's Spooky Neon small box sold at $1.99. Currently right now, in October, 11 days to go until Halloween, $1.55. Scroll down a little bit more. We saw the likes of the pumpkin storage box being accepted 2 years ago. It's basically half its price. Scroll down a little bit more. Oh look, Woodenstein. It's about 54 cents from its Rust store price. Yeah, Halloween skins. I worry for you. So a lower price buy order could still lead to some success, maybe, possibly. Yeah, a bit awkward. So 11,000 subscribers and not too much confidence. All right then. So that's basically a wrap. I feel like I got the point across. Don't look at all of these skins and instantly assume it's going to be an easy bit of profit. Holiday themed skins, whether if it's Easter, Halloween, Christmas, they very likely will drop in price once they're out of season. But Nothing really compares to the likes of Christmas. Like, I felt like I was about to go on a positive note, but even then, sorry. Okay, so at the very least, if you like the skins, buy them, use them, enjoy them, and look forward to next week. I think next week we're expecting around 15 skins. I think it's going to be very similar to last year. So, of course, the first week was the contest. So those were the skins picked out from the people, who work at Rust and whatnot. And typically, you don't end up with that many skins, but we did last year. Well, I'm remembering that now. And then, of course, with the second week, we'll actually see the actual introduction of the items as well. So you can see how last year we had the likes of the Mummy Wraps, Cursed Cauldron, Carnival Pumpkin Skull. Well, here's the thing. Last year, we saw the introduction of the Dracula mask, and I believe we're getting counterparts to it next week. We're getting the Frankenstein version, and we're getting a zombie version. But with more and more and more Halloween items being introduced, can't help but assume next week some of the Halloween items won't be brought back. We might no longer see the likes of the hockey mask, or the skull, or the Mummy Wraps, or the Cursed Cauldron. Now, if we don't see them next week, I can't help but assume a lot of people by default will think, it's discontinued, I've got to buy them all out, I've got to buy all of them. So be prepared for something like that. You might see some of the item prices spike in price pretty highly. Last year we did not see the large candle set, and that's doing very nicely for itself. But if we see it next week, can't help but assume it's going to go down in price, because by default, they'll be selling at their standard prices, alright? Now that's both an interesting thing and potentially a bad thing. And looking at the likes of all of these items, I mean, it's not going to be that much of a problem. The only problem Mummy Wraps and Cursed Cauldron, they're selling for a much higher price compared to what they normally sell for when they're in a Halloween Rust store. So maybe you might want to consider picking these up if they are being brought back next week. Carvable Pumpkin is a perfect example. If that is introduced next week at like $5 in the Rust store, you will see this rise in price in the Steam market because people would much rather buy it for cheaper price on the Steam market compared to the Rust store. So it might push all the way up to about $4 or something. We shall see. Something for you to consider if you want to invest into it. If you see the likes of Cultist Deer Torch being introduced again, like free $4, yeah, it'll rise up a fair bit, yeah, because again, it's cheaper on the Steam market. They'd rather buy it. And when all the stock gets bought out, it's risen back up again. So, yeah, you get the idea. All right, cool. Best of luck with you and your investments. We'll see how everything turns out next week. But just remember, there are no abnormal skins. The Rust store rotated too late. Next Thursday night, I will be streaming. We'll discuss the prices once more. And then once we roll into likes of Friday morning, we'll be doing a barter on every single skin here. They will be appearing on the market at the exact same time. Right then, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.